This video will show you 3 ways to change your emotions or your feelings in order to attract what you want. I'm going to share simple ideologies that can make you completely look at how your feelings are perpetuated so that you're able to be who you prefer to be. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all about understanding how our emotions are created and 3 things that we can do to completely rewire ourselves towards feeling the emotions that we want. Now, with the law of attraction, as I've said in many videos, emotion is an important part of it because when we are able to feel the emotion of already having what we want, what we do is we link ourselves up to seeing opportunities that could get us closer towards experiencing what we want, but really to embodying the level of what we want to already experience. So this is about understanding that everything that we want to attract that is outside of us is actually something that's going to bring us a certain emotion. So if we want more money, it's because we may want more security, we want more freedom. That's an emotion. When we understand this, it's about knowing we must resonate with those experiences that we want to have. And in order to resonate with it, we must feel the emotion in the present moment. If we walk around feeling lack, we're not going to be able to perceive of the abundance that's around us because of the state of being that we're in and the beliefs and the emotions that we have. Now, the first part of this process is understanding that our feelings are secondary. Now, this means that the feelings that we have come from a primary part of it, which is the beliefs. We must first have a belief about something. We must believe something to be true to then derive a meaning from it. So this also comes from the deeper understanding that everything in life is fundamentally neutral. So the example I always use is if there's a rainy day, that means something to different people. If you're from Seattle, maybe you don't like it because it rains all the time and it's a negative connotation. I'm from Vegas, it doesn't rain very often, so I love it when it rains, so I feel positive emotion. But that will depend upon the perception of the person. There could be 2 people in the same exact situation that have very different feelings about it because of what they believe to be true. So knowing this then gives us the ability to redefine our life in a very powerful way, to know that the feelings that we have, we don't have to be victim of circumstances. We don't have to be victims to what happens to us because we realize the one thing we always have the ability to control is our own state of being because we choose our focus. We can choose to neutralize negative emotion. We can choose to give things positive meaning even if they appear to be negative. So the first part of this process is understanding that our beliefs are creating the feelings that we have and that our feelings are secondary. So what we must do is ask ourselves a powerful question. What would I have to believe is true to be feeling this way? And you'll find that a lot of times there's some belief there that's making you feel the way that you are. So if you're in a situation and you feel negative emotion, you say, what would I have to believe is true to be feeling this way? And you may find that you believe that this is a negative thing. You're tagging meaning as to the situation being negative, therefore generating that feeling. If you maybe break up with someone or someone breaks up with you, you could, from a certain perspective, be feeling negative emotion, which is natural. But at the same time, you can be aware that you may be tagging so much meaning onto the situation. You might be giving it all, putting it on a pedestal and really thinking that you lost something by letting go of someone else. And that comes from perspective. And with time, eventually you heal and you let that go. But that focus, that momentum is what causes the negative emotion. Now, the second thing that we can do has to do with understanding that everything that we experience in our life is at some level a choice. Now, it can be a subconscious choice, it can be a conscious choice, but if we approach everything we experience in our life as a choice, we then automatically gain our power back. We must realize that this situation and this belief that comes from this may have been an unconscious choice that we made at some level in our life. Maybe we decided that this is who we are and this is what things mean. Maybe if somebody rejected us, we automatically assumed that we weren't worthy. So we started always associating any level of rejection from people as something personal when it could just be somebody's having a bad day. It could be interpreted in a completely different way. So the idea is knowing that if anything happens to you, you can treat it as if you chose it and you will completely change the way that you respond to the situation. I've done this in so many ways in my life. Anytime something comes into my life, I treat it as if I chose it, and I realize it immediately lets go of the victim mentality, and it allows me to take action from a more powerful point of view. So at a certain point in your life, you may have chosen that this is who I am, this is the way people treat me. But if instead what you do is you realize that you chose that situation subconsciously or consciously, you can then redirect it in the direction that you want. You can start to see things as, how do I prefer it? You can ask yourself that question. How would I prefer to feel? What meaning would I prefer to give this situation? And as you do that, you'll find that you start to feel completely different about yourself, and you start to really have experiences that impact you at a very deep level. Now, the third thing that we can do has to do with understanding focus and momentum. And this is a very powerful concept in knowing that whatever we focus on is something that we feel. Whatever we focus on also will be a belief that we build up over time and something that we feel more and more. So the question I have for you is, what are you currently focused on? Are you focused on perspectives that actually serve you? Are you focused on knowing how valuable you are, on the different kind of things that you can accomplish in your life? Are you focused in a certain direction of doing your passion for a living? Or are you focused on beliefs that serve you when it comes to finances, money, your passion, relationships? What focuses do you have, and where is your momentum going? Now, there's something I always say with this process as well, is that the more that you focus and the more momentum you have, the more positive emotion you will feel. So every day, one thing I encourage people to do is to focus on things that you're grateful for, to focus on the things that really bring you joy. And if you do that for just a couple minutes right when you wake up in the morning, it will completely change your life, especially over time. So I encourage you to ask yourself the question randomly throughout the day. Make an intention for it. What am I currently focused on? Anytime you start to see there's momentum going in negative direction, decide that you're going to shift the focus onto something else. The more you put focus on things that make you feel good, the more you put your focus on your passion and things that you really enjoy doing, the more positive emotion you will feel, and the more that you find you attract what you want because you're actually resonating with those things. So remember, first off, that your beliefs are what creates the emotions that you feel. Feelings are secondary, so you can start to ask yourself the question, what would I have to believe is true in order to be feeling this? So secondly, as you decide that everything in your life is a choice and you start to treat it as a choice, you start to gain your power back and you start to give yourself the ability to really choose the direction that you want. And then thirdly, focus is so powerful. Whatever you focus on, you will feel. I encourage you for just a couple minutes a day in the morning, right when you wake up, to focus on 3 things you're grateful for, to focus on things that make you feel good. And as you do that, you will gain powerful momentum and you will start to feel better so that you can resonate with what you want to experience in your life. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification here so that you're able to see the daily videos that I do. And I also put a free PDF in the description box so you guys can download that. You just click on the link and you'll have the top 3 advanced LOA techniques that have changed my life. So other than that, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.